Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys. Morning everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome back to Teplin. TPEC in Teplin. So TPEC in Teplin is offered to students of graduate school, Tadulako University, who base off campus here in Bungku, the capital city of Morowali. Now they are having offline class with lecturers from Tadulako, from Untat. We came to this campus, we came to the campus to handle the class offline, in offline class. And today I am giving them an assignment. It's an assignment to prepare their paper on the use of digital technology in TEFL, in teaching English as foreign language. Group 1, I offer the topic on grammar in TEFL. Group 2, I offer the topic receptive skill, reading and listening. And group 3 will be discussing on productive skills, speaking and writing. And later on, they will be presenting their paper in front of the class. Well, guys, TEFL in TEFL stands for Teaching English as Foreign Language, utilizing technological TPEC, technological pedagogical content knowledge. So lecturers and students can choose any technology, relevant or applicable digital technology to be utilized in the teaching of English as foreign language. They can use it when they teach productive skills, receptive skills, grammar, or other aspect of foreign languages. At the moment, the students are discussing their own topics assigned to complete. They are supposed to make a paper, and later on they will be presenting their paper in front of the class. So guys, the students are busy dealing with their assignments. They are supposed to prepare their presentation paper that will be presented soon in front of the class. We have 3 groups here. Each group is scheduled to present their paper on the following topics, such as grammar in TPEC, in TPEC, and then receptive skills in TPEC, and the other one is productive, group 3, productive skills, speaking and writing, and they are dealing with listening and reading. They look serious and very busy. Searching for sources from internet, downloading some materials from Google Scholar, internet, and other search engines utilized by them. Well, today we are going to join the session of presentation by students of graduate school based in Morowali, Bungku. They belong to Graduate School of Tadulako University, Faculty of Teacher Training and Education. Today the class is TEFL in TPEC. They use technology, digital technology, to teach English as a foreign language. And for the first group, group 1.
Yes, group
Group 1 is going to present their paper with the presenter. Who is the first presenter?
I'm as the moderator.
Your full
And
name.
then I will introduce my team.
Sure. Now I would like to invite, what's your full name?
Siti Saleha Saad.
Siti Saleha Saad, SPD, MPD, inshallah. She will introduce the members of group. Time
Okay.
is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for joining the class today. In this presentation, we are from Group 1. We will discuss about teaching grammar in TEFL. I'm Siti Saleha Saad as the moderator, and then my friend Satriani, Anggun Winarsi, Nilu Sukarini, and Umi Kalsum. Each of us will explain an important part of this topic, and we hope this presentation provides valuable insight. So let's begin. For the first speaker is Ma'am Umi.
Yeah.
you very much.
Umi, the wife of Abba.
Okay. Today we are going to discuss about the teaching grammar in TEFL. The first one is about the rule of the grammar in TEFL. So there are some rules in teaching grammar. The first one is it supports language skill integrations. For example, when we use the language, we have to the base of language. So we use the grammar. We use the grammar to make our sentences or our what we have we are going to say to be accuracy and provide in correctly, and then it is support in other skills. For example, in the writing, grammar is used to helps to write the our paragraph properly, using, for example, using the how to use the nouns or adjective in the sentences, and grammar is also used in the other skills in listening, speaking, and we can identify grammar in reading also. And then besides that, it helps the learner sentences. Yes, and then assist in exam preparations. It helps or prepares the learners for related tasks in language proficiency in exams. And then we move to the goals of the grammar teaching. Of course, grammar helps the speakers to make the ideas to be accuracy and clear and easy to understand for the other peoples. And then there are some approach in teaching grammar, especially in the schools. Sometimes the teachers use deductive approach. I use also a deductive approach in my class. I go to explain how to use the. Maybe I will teach the students how to use a simple present tense. So I go to I explain how to use what is the part of the simple present tense in the students, and then I teach them how to use it. And then I ask the students to make such as a simple sentence in simple of the simple present tense. And the others is inductive approach. In inductive approach, students we allow the students to give them free to identify how the use of the grammar in the test. Maybe we can give them about the test, and then they identify how to use the grammar of the simple past tense, for example, in the test. Maybe they are identify what the verb that used in the past form, something like that. And then the third is we can also use we combine. For example, we teach them, and then we ask the students to practice how to make directly, or practice. For example, we give them the example, and then we ask the students to practice to construct the sentences through in the class. And then the methods and techniques in teaching grammar. There are many actually for the technique, sentence transformations, error corrections. We also can use another application to help the students to identify by the techniques. I think that's all for me. Maybe the other friends can add my explanations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now this is the chance for the second speaker, named Anggun Winarsi.
Okay, still we talk about teaching grammar in TEFL. So here is the point, teaching grammar effectively. So when we teach grammar, we using contextualized grammar. So where we teach grammar in context. So we using real life as examples to enhance our students making sentences grammatically by using a contextualized. So next, assessment of grammar. In assessment of grammar, sometimes we use usually we use a formative assessment and summative assessment. So here then also identify areas for improvement. So we determine the areas where learners need additional practice or review. And then the third, informed instruction. We use assessment result to adjust teaching methods and materials. So the assessment methods that we can use, first we can use quizzes and tests, and then also we can use writing samples. So we evaluate learners' use of grammar in writing tasks. And then the third, conversation and role plays. We can also assess our learners using grammar in spoken communication. And the fourth, error analysis. So we can analyze our learners' errors in using grammars by identifying areas for improvement. Next, common challenge. So what is the common challenge? So common challenge here refers to the everyday language use by our learners. So the characteristic here is about the informal tone. So common language is open, casual, and relaxed. And the second, colloquial expressions, and also about everyday vocabulary. It uses words and phrases commonly understood by people in particular area or community. Best practice. Here, best practice refers to a method or technique that is widely accepted as effective and efficient in achieving a particular goal or outcome. So, the best practice here
speaker.
chance, please. Next slide. Yeah.
Group 1, share group 1.
Yeah, okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Fine.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
In this occasion, I would like to present about Duolingo app in teaching grammar. After discussing about this topic, we conclude that we want to use the Duolingo app in explaining about teaching grammar in TEFL. So, in the context of teaching English as a foreign language or TEFL, Duolingo has emerged as a widely used digital platform that offers interactive and gamified language learning experiences. Duolingo is designed to help learners develop skill in vocabulary, grammar, reading, writing, and listening through bite-sized lessons that are structured to be both engaging and effective. One of the application strongest features is its ability to teach grammar implicitly through repeated exposure and interactive exercises. It presents grammar structure such as verb tenses, plurals, articles, preposition, and sentence constructions in the form of the fill in the blank. We will find fill in the blank questions, sentence matching, translation tasks, and listening exercise. So these tasks provide immediate feedback, reinforcing correct usage, and allowing learners to self-correct in real time. So this is the good characteristic of Duolingo. We can after doing the exercise, we will get the immediate feedback and reinforcing correct usage in the application. So to use Duolingo in teaching grammar, teachers can integrate it as a complementary tool within a blended learning environment. So we can use it in the blended learning mode. For instance, after introducing a grammar topic in the classroom, such as present tense, maybe, or conditional sentences, so we as a teacher can assign corresponding grammar session in Duolingo for additional practice. Nowadays, Duolingo in the first release, Duolingo is still for individual session, but nowadays Duolingo there is application for Duolingo for school. So this feature allows educators to create virtual classroom, monitor students' progress, and assign specific skills and view analytics on time spent, accuracy, and activity. So this function support independent learning while also offering teachers data to inform instruction. So while the students access to the Duolingo and do the exercise, that we as the teacher can control the progress of the students in the same time. Okay, so furthermore, Duolingo can be used in flipped classroom model where students study grammar at home using this app, freeing up classroom time for communicative activities that apply the grammar in speaking and writing tasks. It can also serve as a platform for grammar-based challenges where students compete to complete module, encouraging motivation through friendly competition and gamification. So what is the benefits of using this Duolingo in teaching grammar? First, the app promotes consistent engagement through its gamified features such as point, level, streak, and reward. Of course, the students will be happy when they can accomplish a task and they will get the trophy or a reward for their achievement. So
And then its immediate feedback mechanism helps students recognize and correct their mistakes. So the feedback consists of the correction for the mistakes, contribution to the grammar accuracy over time. In addition, the platform adapts to each learner's pace and performance, offering personalized learning pathway. So there are so many benefits of this application. Moreover, the mobile accessibility of Duolingo means that students can practice grammar anytime and anywhere, like that, making it a flexible option for both classroom and remote learning. So despite its advantages, of course, using Duolingo for grammar instruction presents several challenges. Based on my experience, the first challenges is from the students. The students sometimes is lazy to access the Duolingo because of for blended learning. When the students have to access the Duolingo from home, so they have to use their own mobile data, their own internet. So this is sometimes the students when I ask why didn't you access your Duolingo last night, your task last night? I'm sorry, ma'am, I didn't have internet connection. I didn't have data, so I couldn't access it. Okay, this is the first challenge in my area, in my experience. One significant limitation is that grammar is often taught in decontextualized sentences. So this is what I found in Duolingo. This is not many of the content is not contextualized with the students' learning environment. For example, in the sentences, my father bought a yacht yesterday. A yacht. So the students will imagine what is yacht, which one is yacht. So this is one of the challenge. So they have to think about how to context. We have to as a teacher, when we provide the explanation about the grammar in the classroom after the blended after they access at home, we have to give more and more explanation of contextualize the explanation in Duolingo apps like that. And then another issue involves digital equality. Not all learners have reliable access to smartphone and internet connection. That's what I have in the previous, which can hinder consistent issue. So students can sometimes don't be consistent in access this Duolingo. Okay, and so some learners may also become overly reliant on the app's multiple choice and translation format, engaging passively rather than critically. So, and okay, I think this is my explanation about how about using Duolingo apps in teaching grammar, and the next explanation about using these apps will be explained for my next teammate. Okay, I give back the stage into the moderator. Please.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Satriani. Now the turn for the fourth speaker, Nilu Sukarini.
Okay, thank you for the chance. This slide is about social and pedagogical strategies. Duolingo is a powerful digital tool for teaching and reinforcing grammar. It must be used strategically to ensure deep understanding, active learning, and pedagogical balance. And the first challenge is content-free grammar, and the solution is supplement with authentic materials, dialogues, and classroom discussion. To address this limitation, teachers should incorporate authentic language exposure alongside Duolingo activities. It can include the first is short dialogues from real life scenarios. For example, ordering food, asking for direction, listening to audio from native speakers, or watching short videos with subtitles, conducting classroom discussion or role plays based on the grammar topic. This approach reinforces the content knowledge by embedding grammar into real contents. It also supports pedagogical knowledge by encouraging meaningful communication and comprehension beyond the app's algorithm. And the second challenge is minimal rule explanations, and the solution is provide follow-up lesson where teachers explain grammar rules. It can include explaining the rules behind sentence patterns learned in the app using whiteboards, chart, or grammar notebook. Strategy reinforce pedagogical contents by bringing technology used with teacher experts. And the third challenge is technology access issues, and the solution is use offline practice option or pair or group students to share device. Practically solution include creating printed exercise that mirror Duolingo style tasks, allowing device sharing in pairs or small groups to encourage collaboration.
And the last speaker of my team, let's summarize all of my team explanations. So in summary, we can say that teaching grammar in TEFL is a dynamic and multidimensional process that goes beyond the teaching rules. It means that it requires thoughtful combinations of approach, including explicit instruction, discovery learning, the contextualized input, and the meaningful practice. So when we teach grammar as a part of communicative competence, where the learners understand how the grammar help them express their ideas effectively and appropriately, it can empower the tool for the language use, not just an academic requirement. So, in conclusions, the Duolingo offers a modern and accessible tool for supporting grammar instructions in TEFL. While it is particularly effective in reinforcing the grammar rules through practice and repetitions, its effectiveness increases significantly when paired with the teacher-led instructions and then the context-rich activities and also the critical thinking test. With the careful integrations and pedagogical support, the Duolingo can play a valuable role in helping the students master English grammar both in formal and informal learning environments. So that's it from us, sir, our explanations about the teaching grammar in TEFL. Thank you so much for all the attentions. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Give a big applause to the presenter. Well, guys, we just finished first session. Presentation by Group 1, very interesting, fascinating and thoughtful. Let's move on to the next presenter. We don't have much time. Group 2, and then we'll be ended by Group 3. Now I would like to invite Group 2 to present their paper. Time is yours. Well, Group 2 is ready now. They are going to present their paper with the title Integrating TPEC to Teach Reading Skill, Enhancing Reading Instruction for Students. And the members are Husaima, Lilis, Norma, Mutia, Mutmaina, and Indah. I would like to invite the presenters. Time is yours.
Okay, thanks for the chance. We are from Group 2. We will talk about integrating TPEC to teach reading skills, enhancing reading instruction for junior high school students. The members of our group are Huzaima, Lilis Norma, Mutia Mutmainah, and Indah Nurlaini. Okay, as the first speaker, I will talk about the introduction. Reading is often described as the gateway to academic success in lifelong learning. It forms the foundation for acquiring new knowledge, developing critical thinking skills, and succeeding across all subjects. For junior high schools, or in SMP, mastering reading skill is essential not only for their current studies but also for their future educational journeys and everyday life. However, teaching reading in many junior high school classrooms is not always easy because of several problems. First, many students do not feel interested or motivated during reading lessons, so they might find the activities boring or too hard. Second, students have different abilities when it comes to reading. Some are good readers, while others struggle, so it is hard for teachers to teach in a way that fits everyone's level at the same time. Finally, many schools do not have enough resources like books, computers, or videos, or internet connection, which makes it even harder to teach reading in a fun and effective way. To overcome these challenges, the TPEC framework offers a promotion solution by integrating technology, pedagogy, and content knowledge. TPEC helps teachers design interactive and meaningful reading lessons. This approach supports diverse learners, make reading more engaging, and use digital tools to enhance comprehension and participation. Ultimately, TPEC modernizes reading instruction and prepares students for success in a digital world. The next part will be presented by Ma'am Huzaima. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the chance. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, my friend has told us about TPEC that as a solution in teaching reading. So what is TPEC? TPEC is a technological pedagogical content knowledge by Misa and Kohler 2006. We can see the diagram here. Yeah. The diagram here tell us about some component from TPEC. The first one is content and pedagogy and the technology. The three components have to integrating. We have as teacher we have to integrate the three components in order to make a good teaching. Especially in reading. And what is content? When we related it to the teaching reading, so the content is what we are going to teach the student. For example, about reading, like for example, one kind of text, descriptive text. And while the pedagogical knowledge is the teaching strategy or the way how we teach the material or the content to the students. And the technology is the digital tools that we are going to use that help us or help students to understand the content easily. So in this case, when we cannot force every teacher to use technology, but every teacher should choose the appropriate or suitable digital tools in teaching the material. In teaching reading, for example, we can use because only see the trend right now. pilih teknologi karena trendy, ya, not like that. But we have to choose the appropriate technology in teaching. Okay, and actually, when we combine or integrate the three component of TPEC, so the magic happens where all three overlap. Overlap here not means tumpang tindih, but the three components here is interconnected or related to each other. We cannot separate. So what we are going to teach, especially reading, I believe it more interesting and make a student are not sleepy in the classroom.
Not bored.
Yeah,
Not bored.
not bored. Okay, and actually in reading skill, in teaching reading skill, there are some technique we can use, like skimming and scanning, predicting, inferring, and summarizing. I think we already, all of us know what is skimming, yeah. Quick reading, yeah, quick reading. As teacher, we can give time. For example, in one page, we should give the student a limited time, like 1 minute for one page. It is a kind of skimming, and the normal is the quick reading is 3 or more faster than when we read normally. And while scanning, and the focus of skimming is just like to find out the topic or main idea of paragraph of text. While scanning is students do not read all the text, but only scan some point like the name, date, that like a teacher have already prepared some questions, like find out the date in the text. So the student scan from dari atas ke bawah, something like that.
Top down.
And then predicting. In predicting, so the student here predict like after predicting what we present, and they inferring here means menyimpulkan, ya, in Indonesia. We can give the, like in the text or in sentence, the man wear jacket dengan menggigil. So we can conclude that, we can inferring that the man is sick, like that, yeah. And then we summarizing. And the stages of a reading lesson, there are 3 pre-reading. In the pre-reading here, the student teacher should activate the prior knowledge, in the pre-reading. We can provide image or titles, and the student predicting. And while reading, in the reading activity, student annotate means underline or highlight important information or asking question. And the last one, post reading, the activity is discussing and creating and summarize. Okay. The next, I give back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Huzaima, for the the best explanation. Thank you. And we will continue the material about TPEC tools for each stage. I give time to Ma'am Indah Nurlaili to continue the presentation.
Okay, thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wow.
Thank you for the chance. I will continue to explain about TPEC tools for each stage. Ma'am Huzaima has explained about the 3 stages of reading lesson. So we give the example of tool that we can use to each stage. For pre-reading, we can use Padlet. The function is for brainstorming, and the activity example is predict the story from a book cover image. Students are asked to look at the book cover and guess what story might be about. And the purpose is to activate student prior knowledge, to develop prediction and imagination skill, to build interest before reading the actual content. And why use Padlet? Because it is interactive and works in all students can share their ideas in one place, and teacher can monitor everyone's engagement. And then while reading, we can use Google Docs. The function is for collaborative highlighting. The activity, my student read a text shared in Google Docs, and they highlight key point like my idea, new vocabulary, or important details. The activity can in discussion in pairs, groups, or whole class. The purpose is to encourage active reading, train students to identify important information, and to promote collaboration and discussion. And then in post-reading, we can use book creator. The function is for digital storytelling. The activity can students create a digital book summarizing or retelling the text. May include image, audio, and video. It organized based on their comprehension. The purpose is to practice retelling and summarizing skills to enhance creativity and to help students relate the text to personal experiences. Next, the example lesson. For example, descriptive text. The topic is my hometown. Students learn to write a descriptive text about their hometown. The content knowledge based out descriptive text structure, identification, and description. Adjective to describe places. For example, my hometown is beautiful and peaceful village. It has green rice fields and friendly people. For example, and then pedagogical knowledge. Teaching strategies can be used think pair share. Students think individually, discuss with partner, and then share with the class. And in Kawel chart, K is for what I know, W is what I want to know, and L what I learned. Is to guide thinking before, during, and after learning. And then technological knowledge. For example, quizzes. Quizzes is interactive online quiz tools. Students answer questions about text structure and vocabulary, and instant feedback helps reinforce learning. And then Canva, to visual summaries. Students create infographic or poster about their hometown and combines descriptive writing with visual. Okay, that's all from my explanation. Thank you, and I give back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Indah. Now I will give the time to Ma'am Mutia to continue the explanation about the benefits of TPEC in teaching reading. Okay, Ma'am Mutia, please, this time for you.
Okay, thanks for the chance. Now I will continue the explanations about benefit of TPEC. Actually, as we know, using technology in teaching can make learning process more fun, easier, and more meaningful. TPEC can help teachers to combine what they know about the content, how to teach, and the technology to create better learning experiences. So now I will explain about the benefit of TPEC. The first is engagement. Engagement means helps students to interested with the topic of the material.
when students are interested, they can learn better. And we know technology can grab the students' attention and make a lesson exciting. The applications or technology that we can use to engage students interesting is Kahoot. Like we can create a quiz with colorful visual and music. Students compete to answer questions quickly. So using Kahoot, students will feel like doing a game. And the third benefit is differentiations. Okay. As a teacher, we know that not all students are learning in the same way. So the technology can support different learning styles like visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, and etc. For example, if students struggle with reading using if students struggle with reading, the teacher can using applications like text-to-speech tools in Microsoft Word or Google Docs. So that applications can reading the text aloud. So students can help by these applications. And the last benefit is collaborations. It means students can learn together.
Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much because we don't have much time. Next, I would like to invite group. The conclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Read it quickly.
Okay. Thanks, Ma'am Mutia. Now I will give the conclusion. In conclusion, the integration of TPEC, technological pedagogical content knowledge, offers a powerful framework for enhancing the way reading is taught, especially to junior high school students, by combining content knowledge or reading skills such as skimming, inferring, and summarizing with effective pedagogical strategies and appropriate digital tools. Teacher can design more dynamic, interactive, and student-centered reading lessons. TPEC empowers teachers to address common classroom challenges like low engagement and varied proficiency levels by making reading activities more engaging and accessible. For students, this approach not only improves comprehension, but also builds essential 21st century skills such as digital literacy, critical thinking, and collaboration. Okay, thanks for the
Thank you very much. Give big applause. Next, I would like to invite Group 3, last presenter. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Group 3, I'm Rizka, the moderator for today's group presentation session. Today we will be listening to a presentation from our group who will be discussed titled Utilizing Digital Technology to Enhance Student Speaking Skills. The member of group are Ma'am Erni Supu, Ma'am Yudit, and Ma'am Masita. Let's move to the first speaker for this session will be Ma'am Erni Supu. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the chance. I'll continue the presentation. In this presentation, we choose the speaking skill to be to present the integration of the application in teaching speaking. As we know, the speaking in language learning, we know speaking is one of the most essential skills in learning English. But we know in every school we face many difficulty or especially for the students to struggle with the confidence, fluency, and limited practice time. So
with the integration of the technology in the teaching speaking, this is can give the chance for the teacher, especially to engage or to make the learning process more flexible and effective, especially for the student to practice speaking. So here we introduce the application used in teaching speaking is Padlet. Padlet is easy to use. It is the digital tools that easy to use or access, especially for the students or the teacher. And in this application, the student or the teacher can provide the material based on the student needs. And in Padlet, the teacher can record the instruction using their voice and menyesuaikan with the students' activity. So the student can give their response also using their voice, and this is can give the chance for the student to practice their speaking. And also Padlet not only can use in the classroom, but we can make it we can assign the students so that they can do it inside or outside the classroom. In here we can see that the teacher provide the voice or the instruction based on the material. In here we give the example about
name, age, hobby, and your address.
Yeah, this is the instruction so that the student can give their response with the voice too, like this.
My name is Sarah. I am 13 years old. My hobby is playing badminton, and my address is Thank you.
Okay, that's the response from the student, and the teacher can also give a direct feedback like this.
So your real experience as
Yes.
a teacher. Very good. Now, because we don't have much time, move on to the next presentation.
We move to the next presentation.
Thank you very much. To the next slide, I discuss about the benefits and the limitations of using Padlet.
What's your name, please?
My name is Yudhitya Demarisa. Okay, so there are the benefits of using Padlet, like peer interaction, creativity, teacher feedback, and accessibility. So by using Padlet, students can do many activities, like they can add pictures, video, or they can use audio according to their creativity. And then the teachers can give feedback directly on students' works. For example, the teacher adds a comment like excellent use of past tense. So I like the example that Miss Ernie has shown. The teachers can directly comment to the students' response. And then for the limitations, this Padlet we have used stable connection, so to upload multimedia files, and then the settings are not correct, the board can be accessed by outsiders. And then for
our students, maybe students shy to record their voice or to make a video about
Very good.
themselves.
Next, last but not least. You.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Yudit. Now let's move to the third speaker, Ma'am Matthew.
Okay, thank you for the chance. This is benefit of Padlet for students. The first, increase motivation and interest. Students can enjoy using digital tools like Padlet, which make students enjoy. For example, students are more excited to speak English when they can record their voice and share their voice to others. And the second is encourage independent practice. Student can practice speaking anytime, even outside class. And for example, a student can record a voice message at home to talk about their weekend. And the third is provides instant feedback. Teacher can give quick comments or reaction to student work. For example, the teacher can comment the students' record. For example, we can comment, this is excellent, this is good. And the next is offer diverse and interactive activities. Speaking text can include audio, video, picture, or games. Example, a student create a voiceover for a short comic strip using Padlet. And the last is improve fluency and confidence. Frequent practice helps students speak more smoothly and without fear. An example, a shy student becomes more confident. They regularly sharing short voice recording.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, that's it.
Next,
I think.
concluding.
Concluding.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my part. We will make. I will read the conclusion. The conclusion is Padlet is a simple and accessible digital tool that helps improve students' speaking skills through voice recording and interactive sharing. It increases student engagement, encourage creativity, and allow teachers to give feedback easily. With consistent use, Padlet support a more dynamic and student-centered speaking practice in English learning.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all from our presentation, and we say that thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah, give a big applause. Well, students, that's it. Presentation for today. We are going to continue the discussion at the next session. I really appreciate your participation and contribution to this topic. It's very interesting. Yeah? Everybody is involved, keeping their thoughtful and inspiring ideas, questions, sharing their experience like you and others. Very interesting. That's it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. Bye.